What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It is your boy Coach Kai coming at you again. Another banger, dropping some more gaming value as always. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let's get those likes up, man. Like, we got all these views, but we only, bare minimum we averaging like maybe 6-10 likes, so let's get those likes up. Appreciate the support, family. Without further ado, let's get into today's topic. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about how to move on from a woman. I thought this was a really good one to cover because I know a lot of guys, they go through this phase of, they think, once their dating life starts going good, they think, they found a one. Oh, man, she's a saint, miss, she's holy and this and that, just full of cap. And then in the end, they don't realize, that she 304, right? So I'm just here to help y'all, give y'all some game on how to get through the struggles of that, because a lot of guys, they get attached with them, and then when the woman doesn't want them no more, what do? They react emotionally. A lot of situations where they end up hurting them or abusing them or doing stuff like that, doing stuff that will jeopardize their freedom. And so that's what we're not trying to do, is all over a female when there's billions of women out there, beautiful women out there. Like, why do that over one, my G? So trying to help y'all get through that. So today's first one we're gonna be talking about is delete the number. Okay, if you not with her, what is the point of having the phone number in your phone still? Because notice how, once you go to your contacts, right? Once you go to your contacts in your phone and I constantly see her name popping up, it's just like an urge for you to text her, right? And I know a lot of y'all going through that situation, or you have in the past, right? So just delete the whole contact. Don't just delete the number, G. I'm saying go to the contacts and just delete the whole number, right? So you don't have to get teased with seeing her name pop up or her phone number pop up with the messages and stuff, right? And then go to recently delete it and delete it from there too. Because I know y'all how y'all be, man. I know the tricks, right? So delete the whole number completely, so you don't have to delete her on social media, block her, whatever you got to do on social media, right? So where you don't have to like constantly look at her stories and stuff. Like, I've seen talk to so many women to where they're like, oh, my ex is, looking at my IG story, my ex is doing this, my ex is still blowing my phone up a year, 2 years later. Like, gee, if that's me, I would have been moved on to better. You know what I mean? Because they only get better, especially when your value increases as a man. They only gonna get better, right? So it's very important, that don't even put yourself in that type of position. Just delete the number, my G. It's just not worth it. So we gonna start there with just a banger. Delete the number. Second one we got is go to the gym. Right, I cannot tell you how many times in my life where I've been like depressed, I've been, hurt, where I've been like rock bottom, and just nothing like pushing that weight off your shoulders, just getting that good sweat in, going to the gym, lifting that heavy weight. It's nothing like it. And if you a gym rat and you actually in the gym, you actually use sometimes the gym to get like your mind off of life for a little bit, a couple hours or however long you stay, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The gym will help you, my guys. This is not just important just for your health, but your mental state. If you're going through a hard breakup, you're going through, something in your life, the gym just helps ease your mind off things. And, it's just you in the gym. And that's why when I'm going to the gym, I'm in there focused. I'm not playing around. I'm not pacing back and forth. I'm not doing no weird activities. I'm not trying to approach women in the gym, right? That's another thing. Like, don't approach women in the gym. When you be in the gym, fellas, you should just be in the gym because, you're trying to get in, get out, get your work in, and then get out. It should be none of that approaching women in the gym. Like, you should just be focused, my G. If you're doing that and your eyes everywhere else but, them weights, there's an issue, right? Because you're not focused. A real dude that's in there to focus, his results is going to show because, his physique, right? And I can awfully tell. So it's like a real dude that's focused and he's not playing games and messing around. When he gets in the gym, his physique is going to show and people are going to come up to him or look at him like, man, you look good, man. You look good. You look big. You know what I mean? Because I get that all the time when I go to the gym, and it's just like, it makes you feel good. But it's like, yeah, I did the work. I did the hard work. I'm not eating them sloppy joes. I'm not eating them cheesy cheeseburgers. You know what I mean? Strict diet. Right? Because I want to live and I want to reach, that top 1% and reach, the best man I can be for myself physically and mentally as I can, right? It's something about that, when a little kid looks up to you, you in shape, you got a son or daughter, you in shape, and you're not the beer belly or the dads that is out of shape. Something about that. Kids notice everything. And one thing about kids, they always gonna be truthful. So if they see you overweight and they think you fat, they gonna call you fat, my G. That's something you don't want from your own kid. You want them to look at you like a superhero, right? So that's what you want. That should be like your, you know, encouragement right there. That should be your motivation to get in the gym, even though you should want to do it automatically, because as the men, we the protectors, right? So how you gonna do that if you a fat slob, right? So you should want to get your ass in the gym. You should want to. That's just facts. So next one we got find better income opportunities, like find networking. I noticed the more you keep your mind busy and you constantly doing stuff, trying to make more money or trying to learn a new skill or trying to do different types of things, the more you do that, it's going to get your mind off of her, the breakup, you know, whoever, you know, you got your mind stuck up on, it's going to help you, right? So if you constantly, you know, bored at home, you work the 9 to 5 and you just come home and veg out, you know, you're going to have that constant urge to pick up that phone and want to hit her up, right? You watching Netflix or something, and you so used to having her by your side, right? You're going to want to pick up the phone and hit her up. Like, oh, what you doing? What you know, blowing up her phone, acting all toxic for somebody that don't even want you. So you simping for somebody that don't even want you. And it's like millions of women out here, my guy, millions. And they only get badder. They only get badder. But you have to focus on you, focus on your purpose, level up. Leave the past in the past. If she don't want you, she don't want you. Cool. It's just like rejection. You go up to a woman, why are dudes out here, you know, and I hope this ain't one of my followers, right? Why are y'all out here approaching women, right? And then once she rejects you or she's not interested, you know, you take it out, you call her out her name, you get all aggressive. Like, why is that a thing? It should never be like that. That should just be a humble experience to where, you know, go back to the drawing board, right? Focus on you, focus on your purpose, to where, you know, where she come try to spin the block, when she see you in that, you know, that nice whip, when she see the bag is up, she's seeing you in that penthouse, you know, downtown, she gonna be like, oh man, I realized what I missed out on. And all you're gonna do is laugh and smile. That's when we don't fold, right? So that's a better feeling. Don't show emotions as a man, right? You should never be emotional like that. I'm not saying you should never be emotional if something traumatic happens, but, you know, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, do not show your emotions, because to a woman, she will look at you weak, right? And we don't want that. You know, if anything, show your emotions when you not near her, right? Don't start crashing out, you yelling at her, you doing all, and then definitely don't hit women, right? So that should just be common sense, but common sense not so common nowadays, as we all know. So that should just be something that y'all should keep in mind, right? Never show emotions like that when it comes to your woman, because, you know, you want her to look at you as dominant, strong, and the masculine man that she needs in her life. So next one we got is travel more, right? And if the funds ain't right, that's okay. I'm not saying you got to travel out the country, but once again, the more you try to get your mind off things and escape being at home 24/7 all day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, right? The more you're going to get your mind off things, for the better for yourself, for your mental state, right? So, you know, if you just planning little trips here and there, that's going to help you get your mind off stuff to where, you know, you seeing the rest of the world, and then who knows, you might even find somebody, you know, that you really click with, you know. But if you constantly in that cycle of, you know, you just in that box of just going home, going to the store, and then coming back home and then watching Netflix, and then, you know, you just eat, sleep, repeat, you know, you're not finna really get out that mindset. You're gonna be depressed, G. So you have to get up, travel, you know, learn new skills, have a bigger network, you know, surround yourself with high quality top people, high quality top women, men, you know, people around you that, you know, scream success. That's very important. That's going to get your mind off, you know, the past. So next one we got set new goals to where she wants you to come back. They always come back. I cannot tell you how many women I've talked to where, you know, we talk for a little bit and then they kind of fade away. The convo gets a little dry. We're like, okay, cool. A year later, they try to spin the block. But why is that? Because they always come back when you focus on yourself, because they see that you leveling up. They don't even have to have you on social media, because a lot of them, they didn't even have you on social media. But it's just like, you know, something instilled in their mind that I was doing good, because they seen the type of nigga I was, right? So it's very important that they see the type of nigga you is. And that's why you got to focus on you. Because when you focus on you, the universe going, you know, they gonna spin the block every single time, G. But that's when we don't fold. That's when we get the last laugh. Like my boy Steph Cole says, we always want to get the last laugh, G. And that's just facts, because I'm a clear, you know, walking example of that. How many times, you know, I stop talking to somebody and they try to spin the block. You know, I don't block them or nothing. I keep their number right there. I'm not hiding nothing. You know what I mean? But it's just that feeling when their name pop up a year or two later, and then they out there with the Pookie and Ray Rays, right? When that name pop up, it's just like that success feeling like, oh, okay, I know what we own. I know exactly what we own, G. But that's okay. That's why we focus on our purpose, to get, you know, better and better and get part of that top 10% or 5% even, you know, does it too, right? So that's an important thing. But that is going to be it for today's video, fellas. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know, which topic you guys could relate to the most. Greatly appreciate that. And let me know some more feedback. And we out. Peace.